My friend asked me to find him a good guitar for recording, and these were his credentials. He wanted it to have a whammy bar, he wanted it to be jangly, and he doesn't want it to be that expensive. I was quick to suggest the Squier Classic Vibe Jaguar. I think these are a great value for money. If you buy these used, you can have them for about $300. Now the thing with buying used, it's natural that you're gonna find a lot of small issues on these guitars, maybe neglect from a previous owner, but it's fine. I'm here to assure you that it's usually nothing that you can't fix yourself at home. So I got it. Now let's put it on the bench and see what we're working with here. So right away, this Jaguar felt really solid, but during my playtest, there were a few red flags that popped up, both in the electronics and in the setup. I'll get more into that in a bit, but for now I'm going to start with some basic cleaning. I am just going to hit the fretboard and the frets with some steel wool. Now this process helps clear off grime and polish the frets, and it makes a surprisingly big difference in how your notes ring out. It's one of the easiest upgrades you can do to make a cheap guitar feel way better to play. I'm not taping off the fretboard because this wood is not finished. It's totally safe on something like this, but if your guitar has a maple board or any kind of gloss finish, you should definitely use fret guards or just tape off your fingerboard. The next thing I'm going to do is apply Monty's Monty Espresso wax. This is a relic wax that darkens lighter fingerboards like the ones you'll see on a lot of budget guitars. It is kind of expensive, but I've had this since about 2020 or so, and I'm not even halfway through the tin. The way this works is you just wipe it on and you let it sit for however long you want, anywhere from 5 minutes to a few weeks, and it will gradually darken the wood. I let this one sit while I worked on the rest of this guitar. And the next thing I'm going to address is this bridge pickup. So I noticed it was sitting very high compared to the neck, and the volume drop between the two pickups was pretty significant. For some reason, I wasn't able to adjust it with just the screws around the pickup, so I pulled it apart, and sure enough, somebody had messed with it and shoved popsicle sticks, of all things, under the pickup. It looks like the original foam had flattened over time, and this was their way of boosting the height. Now, I am a strong advocate for creative solutions, but the issue here is that it makes the pickup non-adjustable. So I took some window seal foam that I grabbed from Lowe's for about $5. I cut it to the proper size and I used that instead. That way the pickup has proper support, but it's still adjustable. Now that we have that addressed, I'm going to do another quick cleanup pass, apply a bit of dogshit to the pots and switches, and then check on the Monty Espresso. It's been sitting for several hours at this point, which is plenty of time for the wax to take effect. If you're going to use this product, I recommend grabbing a box of gloves to go with it because it's quite messy. 100% worth it though, because after the first few wipes, I can tell the board already looked way darker, but this is more of an aesthetic choice. In my opinion, materials like rosewood or laurel look their best when they are nice and dark. Nonetheless, I'm very happy with the result, and I finish it off with a few drops of baby oil to rehydrate the wood. You could use lemon oil or something else, but this works great for me. On to the last major issue with this instrument. The output jack had too much play for my comfort. It's truly fine, but I want to future-proof this for my friend as much as I can, so I swapped this for a 4-point contact jack, which is much more secure. I also found a wire that was causing some signal cutout, so I replaced that as well. If you're afraid of the idea of soldering, my 2 cents is that having a good soldering iron will make a pretty big difference in the quality of your work. The small $10 kits you commonly find would work in a pinch, but there are a lot better options for not much more money. But now that everything's cleaned up and wired up correctly, I'm going to string this up with D'Addario NYXL 10s. They're pretty comfy and balanced. I figured they'd be a solid fit for what my friend's trying to do with this guitar. But anyways, let's hear some sounds from this Squier Classic Vibe Jaguar. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It's solid, it's clean, it's a beautiful color, and now it's ready to make some music. If you're on the fence about offsets or you're not sure if classic vibes can hold up, I hope this video can help answer that for you. Offsets have come back into fashion in the last several years, and it's for good reason. If you've never played one before, I suggest you go down to your nearest shop and try one out and see if it fits your style. I appreciate you watching this video. If you found any value in it, please let me know through a like, comment, or whatever feels right to you. It truly goes a long way. Thank you again for watching, and go make some music.